Welcome to Eyewitness Depression at 7.
Good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness Depression at 7. I'm Erin Powers.
And I'm Giana. Tonight we bring you the top stories of the week.
We turn you over now to on-scene investigative reporter Alyssa Simone.
Thanks, Erin. Tonight we're coming to you live from Wall Street as I investigate the stock market crash of October 29th, 1929, the cause of our current economic depression. I will be interviewing Giana on the effects of the crash.
The crash has really hit our nation hard. Factory and other labor workers have been being laid off by the thousands. There are very few new jobs being created. We predict high inflation to hit our nation soon.
What has been the impact of increased innovation and consumerism in America?
Well, for one thing, the population has decreased to 9 million. People are discouraged from having children as they will add to the financial strain.
Thank you, Giana. Back to you, Erin.
We'll be back after a short commercial break.
Enjoy the refreshing taste of Coca-Cola.
And we're back.
Tonight we welcome to our studio expert analysis Taylor Labby. Welcome, Taylor.
Thanks, Erin. It's great to be here.
So, Taylor, how has the lives of people changed since the Depression hit?
Life has changed mostly for those middle-class citizens. Many have been laid off, causing financial strain on families. Many women have begun to go to work and not eat to ease that strain. That's usually not enough.
And now over to Top Chef Colleen Turner for her recipe of the day. Mama's home cooking with my assistants Erin Powers and Giana. Today, we're gonna be
Cooking some
French fries.
Cause you don't know what to do with all these potatoes in this depressing time.
So first, you're gonna take your taters.
Three potatoes!
You don't have to wash them. Dirt adds extra nutrition, and
better for you. Builds up the antibodies.
you're just gonna put them on the pan. It's very easy. Just put them on the pan.
And then you get your handy dandy mitts.
Well, first you're gonna add the seasoning. So you gotta take a little sprinkle of some Giana Kishfi.
Then some JL JJ Bala.
Gotta put some Michaela on there.
And some Carolina King.
Some Sean Taylor in there.
Some sprinkles of Ryan Irby, a little dash of Ryan Irby.
Some Jen Costa up in here.
For the finishing touch, you just add a little splash of Mrs. Donnelly.
Diane Donnelly.
You need a lot of Mrs. Donnelly in here. And when you think you're done, you're not. Keep going. That seems like a sufficient amount of Mrs. Donnelly.
I agree.
And we're done.
Muy delicioso.
Bake them at 429 degrees.
When you're waiting for the fries to cook, make sure you do some wholesome family-style dancing. Nothing too inappropriate. There are children watching. Colleen, you cute.
Almost done.
They're
They're done. Ooh, Big Mama, it's hot.
We can't take the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
Wow, look at them. The
Delicious.
Transformation Tuesday. That seems like it's gonna be a thing.
These are some good fries.
I can really taste the Giana in it.
I feel my cholesterol rising. Back to you, Erin.
Thanks, Colleen. Now we'll take a look at President Hoover's responses to our current economic struggles. President Hoover is currently taking many measurements in order to stimulate our economy. Political expert Alyssa DeSimone is here with us tonight to inform us on her expert opinion. Alyssa?
Hoover has introduced a few programs that have really become key components in relief efforts. However, he has a strong conservative political philosophy. I predict this is a problem, as he will most likely veto upcoming bills when are predicted to provide relief in struggling Americans.
How do you believe our current depression has started to lead on greater government involvement in citizens' lives?
Well, because people are struggling economically, more and more people are signing up for welfare. Certain groups such as religious minorities, the poor, and some farmers are becoming the backbone of the Democratic Party, and it seems as though they plan on staying long after the Depression ends.
Thank you, Alyssa. Back after a short commercial break.
To the depression question with your host, Taylor Labby, featuring our contestants Edith and Justin Timberlake, and the audience member, Mary. Today, we are talking about the Great Depression.
Welcome. Our first question today. In 1929, the stock market crashed because
Investors lost confidence in the market and rushed to sell their shares.
correct. 1 point to Justin Timberlake. Which factor contributed to the spread of the Great Depression overseas?
The United States curtailed investments in Europe.
Correct. Another point for Justin Timberlake. Our next question today. What event occurred on Black Tuesday?
Investors sold more than 16 million shares of stocks.
Correct. 3 points for Justin Timberlake. Edith is falling behind. Okay. Our next question. Farmers contributed to the problems that led to the Dust Bowl by using intensive farming practices that remove protective grasses. Correct. 1 point for Edith. Still 3 for Justin Timberlake. Our next question. Some Americans blame the Great Depression on, I'd have to say, communism. I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is capitalism. Edith is back down to 0 points. Justin Timberlake at 3. Our next question today. Both African Americans and Mexican Americans had an especially difficult time during the Great Depression because they faced discrimination when competing with white Americans for a limited number of jobs. That is correct, Edith. Edith is back up to 1 point. Okay. Our next question. Congress instituted the Reconstruction Finance Corporation, RFC, to loan money to banks so that they could lend money to businesses to stimulate the economic activity. That is correct, Edith. Edith is up to 2 points. Next. Why did the Bonus Army march on Washington, D.C.? Well, because President Hoover vetoed a bill providing for early payment of bonuses. That's correct, Edith. Edith's up to 3 points, and Justin Timberlake is still at 3. Okay. Our next question. Who was the president when the stock market crashed?
Abraham Lincoln.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry, Edith is back down to 2 points. Justin Timberlake at 3. Next question. The periodic expansion of contraction of economy is known as what?
Trickle down economies?
Correct,
Economics?
Edith is back up to 3 points, and Justin Timberlake is at 3 as well. Now that our players are tied, we have come to our bonus round. The bonus question, which will cause you to win the game show, is, when was I born? Who was that?
Me! Edith!
We're going to need to cut with Mary. Mary, we need your professional opinion on who won that.
I feel that, I really love your music, so Justin Timberlake. I have to go with January 20th, 1901.
That is correct. The winner of the Great Depression game show question is Justin Timberlake.
This is Alyssa Simone, on-scene investigative reporter, bringing you the latest on the Muir versus Minnesota court case.
We, the Supreme Court of the United States, recognize the freedom of press by roundly rejecting prior restraints on publication in Muir versus Minnesota.
Hallelujah.
Breaking news! There's a severe flood warning in our area. Please go and take shelter, so you're not like me. Back to you, Erin.
Political talk with our host, Erin Powers.
We welcome to our studio today, Taylor Labby, political expert. We have here a newly released political cartoon by Taylor Labby. Taylor, would you please explain what you are thinking here?
Sure. So, this cartoon represents the current depression our country is facing.
I have a small thing. If they're so depressed and they don't have a lot of food, I think he's a little bit heavy.
The man's confusion represents the country's confusion when the depression started, as they tried to withdraw money from the bank, but the banks were collapsing and the money wasn't there.
Sad.
Very sad.
That's it for tonight, folks. Remember to come back tomorrow at 7 for your 7 o'clock news. This is Eyewitness Depression.